Welcome back to Feast Fight Back. This was going to be just one day of appointment day, but unfortunately I got really unwell again, so it kind of blended into a couple of days. Excuse me looking really rough today. I've had a really bad few nights not sleeping, so I'm just tired. Today I've also got my appointments, which I know I'm nervous about, but anyway, breakfast time. You've got this bowl for my cereal, and it's actually a big challenge this, because I have like set bowls for different things, and this is usually a porridge bowl, but having it with Weetabix today, because I'm trying to bend some rules in my head. But yeah, breakfast time, taking it a moment at a time, and we've got this. So can we please appreciate the size of this banana? So I've been working really hard on not choosing the smallest bananas in the shop, which is surprisingly difficult when you're faced with like rows and rows of bananas, and my brain automatically goes to, I want the least, I want the smallest, blah, blah, blah. But I'm trying to reprogram my brain, so I'm not doing that. And actually just trying to go with what Mum suggests rather than what my head tells me I'm allowed. Plus, I need enough banana for my cereal and my toast, so there is no space for the rubbish bananas anymore. These were my little positive quote socks that I put on. It is currently pre-appointment. I don't even know if you can hear me over the noise of downstairs with the building work, and builders like having their radios on full blast too. It's fine, it's a temporary thing, it will pass. I'm quite nervous about my appointment because I've made some big changes to my meal plan, and part of my head's like, I really hope it pays off, and the other part is like, I really hope I don't gain weight because it really scares me. Even though rationally I know I want to, because I want to come out of the wheelchair and I want to be doing better, but irrational illness side of my brain doesn't quite comprehend that. So, did you hear that noise the builder's making? It sounds like he was like making a noise at a baby. Yeah, busy morning. This was my outfit before my appointment, and then I had an Alani bar, which I always have before I get weighed. I've not had this flavour for ages, and I've completely forgotten how nice it was. Then went to my appointment. I've just got back from my appointments, and we're about to have lunch. And I'm having probably the most difficult lunch for me. I'm having hummus and falafel, but I'm having it in a wrap today. And wraps have become hard. But that's even more of an important reason to have them. So we're having a hummus and falafel wrap, and I will do an update for my appointments soon. Wraps have become a huge fear. I used to have them like 3 or 4 times a week, and then I just unfortunately started getting a certain thought about them, and they dwindled into then I didn't touch them for weeks. So at the moment we're trying to get at least 2 wraps in each week. Because I like them, they're one of my favourite lunches, especially with hummus and falafel. It's the best combination. If you've not tried it, I highly recommend it. I wanted to do a little update for my appointment, but I'm first off going to start off by saying it went really well. I'm just not feeling great right now. So I might do another update tomorrow, hopefully when I'm feeling a bit better, but right now I'm really tired, I'm feeling really agitated after lunch, and yeah, but I'm going to do a quick update. Why can I just not say things? Anyway, it went well. I went in and I was like, I've managed this, this and this, and my nurse was like, this is good, but also it wasn't rushed at all. Like, it was still acknowledging that I'm finding it difficult, which I think I needed. because it is difficult. But I explained my goals to be out the wheelchair by my birthday, and we've also decided, we all agreed that I will know nothing about my weight at the moment. It's one factor that I know is important, but right now for me the most important thing is that I have my meal plan consistently every single day, and I'm keeping on working on reducing my exercise. And as long as I'm doing those things, I know that things will be going in the right direction. So I'm not looking at my weight graph, I'm not looking at my weight, I am completely taking out the numbers. So that was positive. Obviously got weighed today, but didn't ask about it, anything like that, just it happened, which makes me feel kind of panicky. But kind of spoke about how I've been feeling. I've not been sleeping amazingly, which is a bit frustrating, but yeah, talking about my meal plan. Obviously I made some increases last week and we've got another increase plan this week, so just deep breath and I'm just gonna do it. That's the building work starting again. I'm gonna stop this update now because I'm gonna go and have a cry, and try and find something to block the noise out. Things are okay, I'm just not feeling okay right this second. I was still feeling quite fragile, but it was snack time, so knew I needed to keep going. I've had this bar before, obviously when I did my Fees Better afternoon snacks for 2 weeks. This was the blueberry muffin one, which I really liked, but the ones I had before were all ones that I'd had in the freezer for ages, and this was a fresh one, and it's a slightly new recipe, which, to be honest, I prefer the old recipe, but it was still really nice. Then I had cuddles with my nephew, and then me and Mum went out to walk the dogs, which was really nice, just to get some fresh air. Sorry, I'm so wrapped up. I'm absolutely freezing. To be honest, not feeling great, but got dinner anyway. But my mum is just serving out my dinner, and I've got bulgur wheat and sausages and vegetables. One of my favourite dinners, a very comforting one for me, which I needed after quite a difficult day. I was just emotionally feeling quite tired, so it helped to have something that I knew was familiar, and me and Mum just did a code word whilst we were having dinner, which we usually do. I had a very sudden moment of overwhelm, but me and Mum got my little reasons out of why I'm doing this, and I had that next to me whilst I had my yogurt, which really helped, just to keep in mind why I'm keeping going. Then I did more of my paint by numbers, then I had my night snack. I was starting to not feel too good at this point, but I thought I was just exhausted because of appointments, and I always get exhausted after appointments, but turns out I wasn't very well. I'm kind of really sad because I've got so many positive things to update and I feel so positive, but I'm also feeling really, really unwell today. Physically, really not well. I've been up all night and I've got such a bad headache. So I'm just hoping I feel a bit stronger after breakfast. But obviously still sitting down to breakfast, and just keeping on going. I just hope I feel a bit better soon, because this isn't nice. I'm a very stubborn person and I'm really bad at being unwell, so I kind of was just like, I know I'm not feeling great, but I'm just going to keep going. Like, I've got a day planned out, just need to keep going. There isn't an end to this breakfast video because I literally got so unwell. I almost fainted. My mum was like, you've gone completely white, and I ended up in bed, and I slept solidly from 9 till 11, and then it was morning snack time. Really not feeling well, but I know it's important to keep going, so still come down for morning snack. So yeah, I came down for morning snack as normal, and I thought, it'll be fine, like I was still planning on going out later,
And then I just felt absolutely horrific afterwards. Like, I felt so much worse. And I don't know what happened, but I went back to bed and I didn't wake up until like 4 p.m. And I've never done that before. I felt so unwell. So my day ended up consisting of eating an awful lot of Weetabix, digestive biscuits, toast and honey, anything that was making me feel a bit less sick. But no, I felt absolutely horrific. I felt awful.
Well, today has not been the day I planned. I have literally spent the entire day sleeping on the sofa or in mum and dad's bed because I couldn't sleep in my bed because it was too loud with the building work. I've kept on going, as my positive t-shirt says. Keep moving forwards, and I hope I feel a bit better tomorrow.
Yeah, the rest of the day, to be honest, I spent sleeping. I did a tiny bit on my paint by numbers in the evening, but yeah, we changed my night snack to porridge because it was about the only thing that wasn't making me sick. So I'll finish this day on this quote, and then go on to the next day.
Well, yesterday ended up not being the day I'd planned. I woke up like 3 a.m. really not very well. And I thought, oh, it'll just pass, like I'll get on with things. And I literally spent the whole day asleep, feeling really unwell. I think I caught a bug or something, I'm not too sure. But I did what I knew my body needed and I slept. And I've woken up this morning feeling a little bit better, which is nice. So yeah, keeping on going. I know how important it is when you feel unwell to keep fueling your body. So sitting down to breakfast again. I've got my teaspoon time and breakfast soap that says just keep going. I think feeling unwell does knock me a little bit, but the most important thing is we get up and we go again. So yeah, breakfast time, we're going again.
I really did wake up feeling a lot better, which was nice. And also I was so determined to get back on track with everything. I was absolutely terrified that it was going to knock me off, and I was being very stubborn and probably telling myself I felt better than I actually did, reflecting on it, because I know what happens in the next few days. But yeah, no, I got up and I was like, okay, everything's fine, everything's back to normal. Kept on going, got up, got dressed. This was my little outfit for the day.
I'm going to attempt to do this video in my room, but the building work is happening underneath my room. So you can probably hear some of the builders and the noise. But I'm going to see if it works and I'll listen back to it, and if you can't hear me then I'll redo it somewhere else. But yeah, I was going to do an update after my appointment, and then my brain melted, and then all of yesterday I was really unwell, which was not nice. But I feel much better today, so I wanted to do an update for my appointment. It went well, and it is so nice to be able to say that. It was really nice to be able to go into it and be like, this is all the things that have gone well this last week. And I was like, I had, I think, 3 lunches that were completely unweighed. I ate on top of my meal plan. I increased my meal plan all off my own back. I pushed myself with slightly more different dinners. It is still a thing I'm struggling with a lot. Like, I'm having enough, but I'm still stuck having the same sort of thing each day. But on 3 days last week, I had something different for dinner. And this is all whilst we're having building work, so we don't actually have an oven at the moment, which does make it a bit more challenging. But it was so nice to be able to go in and be like, yeah, things are actually going in the right direction. And I sort of said, I don't want to know my weight, I don't want to see my graph, because to me the most important thing is that I know that I'm doing what I need to do. And I know I am at the moment. And it was really reassuring to go into an appointment and be like, I know that whatever's happened with my weight is because I've fully complied with my meal plan. Whereas for the last few months I've been, well, I cut that corner, I've been struggling with this and this. And yeah, the last week I was like, I've had my plan. I've also had more than my plan. Yeah, it was a positive appointment. And I'm really, really working hard on my activity levels and my exercise. And we were just talking about like goals and what I want, and like my nurse said, like one of his goals will be for me to like come away from numbers. Like at the moment, numbers are important because, you know, I need to be weighed, they need to do my blood work. Like calories are important at the moment because I need to make sure I'm having enough. But the end goal will be that we're completely away from numbers. So he was sort of saying, you know, if things keep going well, then we can reduce your weigh-ins, which is a huge thing for me because I think everyone knows how stressed I get like the few days before a weigh-in and on the actual weigh-in day. So it is a really reassuring goal to think that I won't need to be weighed as frequently. And certainly like when I was in hospital I was getting weighed twice a week. When that was reduced to once a week when I came out of hospital, it was a huge relief. So the idea that if I can keep, like, it's not going to happen soon, but in the future that's something we can consider. So that's kind of the update from the appointment. And then I wanted to do a bit of an update from yesterday actually, because it was a really weird day. I woke up at like 3 a.m. feeling really, really unwell. And I knew how unwell I was because I really struggle with rituals, especially in the morning. And they're quite time consuming. And yesterday I woke up and I felt so weak and unwell that I couldn't do the rituals. And I was like, okay, something's really not right here. And my mum literally, she came in, she'd walked the dog like first thing, she came in and I was sat at the breakfast table and she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I thought I was kind of like semi holding it together. Apparently I was like completely white and kind of slouched over the table. I was really not well. I tried my best all day. But one thing I did do is I slept all day. And even like a month ago when I had COVID, I didn't allow myself to rest that much. But yesterday I was like, I needed sleep. I needed to rest. And I didn't move from either the bed or the sofa all day. And I still had my plan. And that is something I couldn't even have considered doing a month ago. And I was kind of like shocked that I was managing it, but just kept on going with it because I was like, this is the right thing to do. Like, this is how I'm going to get better. And that is such a humongous mindset shift for me. And that's like the last few weeks where I was like, I'm unwell, my body's fighting something, I needed sleep, my body was saying rest. I couldn't even stand up. In fact, I tried to stand up and I fainted, so that wasn't great. And I woke up this morning having slept like an absolute log last night as well, despite sleeping in the day, and felt much better. So proof that if you listen to your body does a bit better. So yeah, this is turning into a really long update, so I'm just gonna cut it now. But yeah, good things, hard work paying off. I am gonna try and do this intro really quickly because building work is really loud and I'm trying to do it between them drilling. But for my snack, I really wanted sweets, so I'm having sweets today, which I've not had sweets for years and years and years. But today I'm having sweets again. To put my dressing gown on because it's so cold and I couldn't work out why, and I thought maybe our boiler had broken, but the builders have had to turn off all the electrics to the house, and that apparently means the boiler also doesn't work. But I've got my sweets and yeah, keeping on going. Mum's making me a cup of tea to try and warm up a little bit. The sweets are really nice. I literally just had the whole packet that they came in, and I've not had sweets for so many years, so it was nice to just have some. But I was also starting to feel quite unwell again, but I was being stubborn and I was ignoring it, and I was like, no, everything's fine, I need to keep going. Gonna try and do this little intro before the drilling starts again. I'm absolutely freezing because our boiler has been switched off all day now whilst they're doing the building work, but it's lunchtime and I've had to have a last minute sudden change, but that's okay, it's fine. Having a ham mayo sandwich instead, which is a bit challenging, but we'll be okay. We'll just trying to ignore that banging. Oh, we'll be okay.
Last minute changes to plans, full stop, are enough to send my brain into a meltdown. Last minute changes to plans with food, yeah. But I kept on breathing and managed to get through it. I was just swapping today and tomorrow around, so I kept reminding myself that the other way round is just happening tomorrow, which I guess I couldn't have done a few months ago. This is where things went massively downhill again, and I relied heavily on Weetabix and digestive biscuits again because I felt so unwell. We went out on a very short walk, but I started feeling really unwell, so we came back after like 3 minutes, which again is very unlike me. Usually I'm eking out every minute of my walk I can. I had a very bland dinner to try and help, and then I lay down in pain for about 2 hours, and then I managed to use some paint by numbers, and then we decided to have porridge again for my night snack, because I was just in agony and I needed something plain that wasn't going to irritate my tummy. So I had my 2 sachets of porridge of milk, and this video kind of ends here. There will be another video out in the next few days. Things did kind of take a turn for the worse, but I wanted to end this video on this quote.